Alright, we're back. So we're going to do some valve stem honing. Okay, here's the external hone. Watch my videos, see me do it lots of times. Gonna adjust this for the bigger valve. Okay. So this basically makes the valve stem nice and round and true. Ah! Don't want to go over the damn keeper groove. Okay, so let's see what we got to work with here. Okay, so you can see the machine marks in there. Black is low, shiny is high. So you can see the chatter marks in there, a little bit of high and lows, but overall not too bad. That's on par for what you get these days. Okay, this one's a little bit more rounder. You just don't see the low spots as much, that's all. See, this is high out here on the end. I didn't hold quite as much, so the shinies aren't sticking through, but you can kind of see the color change that goes in the circle. This one here, I'll probably cut an extra 1/10 off from what that one is. Doesn't take much. The coating's pretty thin. I'm not trying to take coating off, I'm just trying to make the valve straight and round and true. Notice how the valves always look bent when you do it like this? I'm going to go over the edge, that's not good. Feels pretty good. Too bad. You can't feel a difference in drag on this, but you can kind of see it bouncing around. A little bit of bounce means it's pretty good. If it's going chunk like that, it's pretty bad. These haven't been bad in quite a few years, but they do come around every now and you get a good one like that as being bad. Anyway, these ones are pretty good. So, kind of color. Yeah. Let's see. It didn't feel that bad, but you can kind of see how it looks pretty bad. The high spot right there. Yeah. bunch of lows in there. It felt pretty good, but you see how it does not look very good. Alright, so that's what those look like. So there you go. Go over and regrind them. That'll be fun to do. Try a different view for you to look at stuff here. Need more hands. Too many things to move, not enough hands. Yeah, you can't see nothing over here. I was going to try to get a view on the grinding from this side, but can't see it. Grinding valve is hard to show. So we'll just go over here and see what we can do in the normal way. Which means you can't see squat. First thing I'm going to do is butt the valves. So button the valve means you cut the end of it. You grind the tip here, make it true and straight. You can see the nice rough ass finish they use. See the big grind marks in there? So you want to rotate the valve and make sure it's true in the V block. Come over here and set our dimension. Turn the oil on. Hopefully get some. There we go. Okay, took a light cut. So you can see how bad it is. Okay, see the shiny one I just did? You can see the crappy finish they had. See, that's not true. Slightly off center. Slightly at an angle, not off center. See where I cut it? I changed slightly, but not very much on my angle when I redo it. Usually it repeats pretty good. You want to do this before you hone, after you hone the stem, because when you hone the stem, things kind of move around. The purpose of taking light cuts so you can see all the errors. You see it finally cleans just about all the way. It's right here on the edge. It's not quite clean. You can see how smooth it is. Turn the noise off over there. So you can see right here in this little edge it didn't quite clean. No. See, I run my fingernail across so you can't hear it, see? It's super, super smooth. I don't know why you use such rough ass finishes, but oh well. Now these are hardened tips. They got steel light or something into them, so they're pretty hard to grind. So that time to clean all the way around. I bet you total cutting I took off less than 2 thou. Okay, so we're going to cut this one, see how bad this one is. Same thing, got a little bit of grind on the one side. And pretty rough finish versus my smooth one. ground in now. Pretty hot. So now we're going to do our intakes. Around the edge here, it didn't quite clean. Pretty good. Nice and clean. Here's the one I didn't do. And that one cleaned all the way first shot. Okay, in case you think I'm really cutting the hell out of this thing, each one of these lines is 1/1000th of an inch here. I'm going back maybe that far. Then I come back like that, pull it back out. So I think the worst one I did, I was down about to here, which is probably about 2/1000 the most. So anyway, making very small increment changes. It doesn't take much to grind this stuff in if you do it correctly. So the air that we're looking at wasn't huge, it was just a little bit. The biggest thing, I got a lot smoother finish on it, so it should wear a lot better on the rocker arm now. So when you use a finer grit stone, it takes longer to cut and it glazes up and has other issues. Sorry button. But I don't care, I like having fine finishes. Okay, turn my hole back on over here. Alright, so now we're going to go over here and grind the face of the valve, which is right here. So that's done at 45 degrees. So if you look down there, it's 45 degrees right there. So I'm going to grind it and see what we get. And this is pretty much impossible for you to see, so we'll just do one here real quick and come back when they're all done. Unless you want to look at the back of my shoulder a whole bunch. It's not as fun to watch that, I don't think. Okay, so this goes in here. Set the stop in here. I use a Evo push rod. They were good for that. I got a special one for going around corners, see. Okay, so this has two groups of 3 balls. So you got 3 balls come together, hold it right here, and about this far apart, and you got 3 more. So if the valve stem has any bad spots in there, it knocks the valve way off center. If the balls are full of grit or crap, it knocks it off center. If it just doesn't like you today, it's off center. It's really hard to get a very accurate change, and I mean, it's always staying concentric. The other call-outs they make are big, long, segmented ones with rubber in them between each segment. Segments are a long, straight piece of metal all put together in a circle. The problem with those is when they come together, you think they would be nice and true, but in the real world, they're all over the damn place. I don't know what the deal is with them. So even though this has a lot of issues, it's still the best ones I've found so far. You know, this is a 50s technology. They probably come up with something better now, maybe. All I know is those rubber things they had back in the 90s, they weren't with the squat, so I doubt if they changed. But who knows? They might have a better way of doing it. I haven't felt like spending, $12,000, $15,000 to find out, so I haven't done it yet. I'll just go with my old crappy machine and make it work. Most of the stuff's about you knowing how to use the machine more important than the actual machine. Okay, so right now we're already hitting in one little spot only, which I don't particularly like. So you look at the shiny spot there, you can see it. See, dull is not cutting, shiny is. Shiny, 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 dull. Dull, 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 shiny, dull. So you get about this much of an area it's actually hitting. So now I'm going to recenter the valve. See those balls right there? Those are the balls right down there. So I'm going to go like this. There's a set in the back here too. See that ball right there? So that's how it works. So I go back and recenter it, see if it repeats. Most of the time it repeats about the same thing each time. So it's easy to error the same spot, same way. So usually I don't get much of a difference. So I think it's pretty much mostly the valves the problem, not me. Same mark, same area. A little bit less it sounded though, if you listen to it. Remember, the valve's not perfectly round or true. Remember those dull and high spots? It does affect it slightly. A few tenths of a thou, but you can hear it. Good. Okay, so now, after stirring it 3 different times, it's hitting right there. It's going about halfway around and hitting over here because I ground a little bit deeper. That's all the dead. Oh, shit, dead spot's not as big now. Now the dead spot is about what it was the high spot before. See from there to there. So anyway, that's the difference. So I centered it 3 times. It pretty much repeated 3 times. So I think I'm pretty close. The angle is on 45, and you can see how the angle that it's grounded is slightly different. See how it tapers in right there on the tip? That means it's a different angle than 45. See how it's cut at about a 45-degree angle there? So whoever ground this valve didn't ground it at 45 degree. I don't do interference fits. I make both surfaces the same angle, 45, and I do the job correctly. If you have crappy equipment, you want a degree or 2 of air in there. When it comes down, it'll dig in, it'll seal. I make them both the same, so the surface has to be perfectly flat or it leaks. So if you got good equipment, you do a good job. If you got crappy equipment, you do a crappy job, and you hope it just seals from being a mismatch. That's why a good valve job will always make more horsepower than a crappy job, because the crappy job don't flow very well. Good job does. Good job takes longer to do though. You can hear how it ground all the way in now. Stop. I redress the stone so I get a nice good surface. Come back and re-hit it. See how it sounds different? Freshly ground stone cuts real nice and sharp. Dull stones, glazed up, don't. They glaze up after one grind. So now you look at your surface right there. You can see how it's pretty even and smooth. All the way around, that's what you're after. Now hopefully if you did a good job, the black margin there won't be wobbling all over the place. See how this one looks pretty even. The oil's bothering what I'm trying to show you, but if you look at the dark area right here, it's pretty much the same all the way around. I wonder if the camera's too far in. That might be it too. So anyway, that's what you want to see. The valve is pretty even. Okay, now I come back and I back cut the surface here a little bit. You can see how the thing is way fat. So I want to come back and cut that away a little bit. Pick up some free airflow. Even though these are performance valves, they got a nice angle to them. You can always come back in a little back cut. Now once again, when you do that, you got to make sure your valve job is done really good, because you can miss the seat. You can grind the seat away to the valve seal on real easily. So pick an angle you like. I don't use 30 degrees on everything. That's a common number though. Okay, I pick an angle I like for flow. Okay, wipe it off so you can see it. So now if you look at the valve, the first little bit there's an inner angle right in there. And then you got the big fat face and you got the margin on top. So the back cut of this angle right here on the inside edge here. So I'm going to make that a little bit thicker than that. That makes the seat area thinner. That will pick up flow and it'll pick up horsepower doing that. See how it kind of wobbles a little bit? That's because the valve is forward, it's not set. And the forward something is not perfectly concentric. Okay. Trying to get it where you can see, but I can barely even see it. So if you look at the inner angle right there, I don't know if you can see it on the camera. It's basically about where my fingernail is, going this way. See, that's a little bit thicker over here on the outside edge. Try to blow up a little bit more, maybe you can see better. So you got about 1/3 inner cut, 2/3 outer cut, and you got the top margin, which is at 90 degrees. So that's about where you put them at. If you go 50-50, that's what we do racing. That means you have a very, very narrow seat. And not much room for air when you do that. But that's for maximum power. It's also a minimum amount of reliability for your valve because you got super, super narrow seats. Okay, I think we're going to leave that one right there. It looks pretty good. Okay, I'm going to do the rest of these valves and we'll be back.